By now you probably have seen quite a few videos about the Sony ZV-1F. I'm holding my ZV-1 for a dramatic effect, and so I have something to hold in here. But these videos can be roughly classified into two different categories. Those that have got the camera, have reviewed it, they release the video just after the embargo deadline and then tell you that it's really good, it's made for vlogging, it has these new features which are great, and it has some limitations but you're okay with them. And a few days later we get another set of videos of people that usually don't have the camera and basically complain really much about how big of a disappointment it is and why you shouldn't buy it, because it has that one specific limitation which is the deal breaker for me. Therefore, this camera is useless for absolutely everybody else. You may have noticed a hint of sarcasm and cynicism in my latest sentence, but there was one comment in Facebook that triggered me to make this video. The comment said that this camera is designed for incapable morons that anyway will complain about it and will not know how to use it. That comment, that claim started saying that the ZV-1F is designed for absolute beginners. That's not totally untrue, even though, like the ZV-1 had, it has plenty of manual capabilities for both video and photography, even if it doesn't shoot RAW anyone. You can shoot S-Log, there's plenty of things that are not for beginners, but yes, these cameras have lots of functionalities for beginners. That I'm okay with. The next statement is that it is designed for millennials, which by the way, I fall into that category, who are lazy, noobs, they don't know what an ND is, they want that the camera does absolutely everything for them, and basically are incompetent or incapable morons. And that's the thing, I'm pretty sure that some of us are incapable morons, but that's not a strict definition of what a millennial is. I'm sure that there are boomers and Generation Z, or anybody that has been born in any point of time who is an incapable moron. But there's also plenty of people who are either millennials or boomers or have been born in any other point of time who are not incapable or who are not even morons. The main message of this video, and if there would be a section for the impatient ones, is if the ZV-1 does fit your needs, it is what you want, and it does fit your budget, then get it, and you are not an incapable moron because of it. And talking specifically about the camera itself, and do I see a market for it, or do I see somebody who needs it? Just the fact that for the Sony ZV-1, there's many people that seem to have the need of having an attachment of a wider angle lens. It is the Ulan ZW something, and is being used for doing this specifically, vlogging at not too big of a distance from your head so that it still looks okay. It really looks like there's a market for a camera just like this one with a nice flip out screen, but that has a wider lens. Now, mind you, the ZV-1F, the lens is fixed, so it's going to have a set of limitations because of that and a set of advantages, but I can see if doing this, shooting video at about this distance from your head with a camera that is not a phone, you might actually want to use Sony's color science and S-Log because it works pretty nicely with 8-bit cameras. Please check my videos on how to deal with it. Then that might be the camera for you. I would insist that Sony 8-bits and the combination of Sony 8-bit and S-Log gets a really bad reputation, mostly because people try to deal with it fully manually, trying to guess the S-gamma curves and try to guess the color science manually. If you do use a color managed workflow, you can get accurate and pleasant colors very easily. 10 bits are better than 8, for sure. 8 bits are not useless. They are not useless in the ZV-1, and I'm pretty sure that they are not useless in the ZV-1F. And I suppose I should try to reinforce that point by doing actual tiny little bit of vlogging inside with this camera. Right now I'm shooting with PP9, which is S-Log 3. This is the ZV-1. At the moment it's at f1.8. The ZV-1F goes to f2. It should be similar conditions. ISO is 1600, which is pretty high. And now this is ungraded. And now this is color graded using ACES, which is very easy to do. Looks okay. So as a ZV-1 owner, will I get the ZV-1F? No, I won't get it. One big reason is the price here in Europe. I've seen many videos that it's advertised as the 500 baht camera, but at least in the stores that it has started to come online, not yet on stock, but you're able to pre-order it. It's 700 euros, which is not far from $700. And for that money, I think it's quite a lot. I bought my Sony ZV-1 second-hand for 500 euros quite a long time ago. So I'm hoping that the ZV-1F will either come down in price or you'll find good second-hand deals. Still, if that budget is what you're willing to spend in a camera that does the things that the ZV-1F does, and those are the things that you want, then it is the correct camera for you. I'm just saying I will not get it. And even though mostly it's being talked as a step down from this one and the stripped down version, you just get a little bit wider and that's it. I think that you get a little few more things that I would love to get in the Sony ZV-1. The first one is a filter thread. I know that because this is a collapsible lens design, you cannot probably get that. You could get it in the middle, but the new ZV-1F, you get a filter thread, so you can mount your whatever filters, including a variable NDs, because I know it doesn't have an ND. The one in here, it works. It's not super mega great, millennial, but it does work. You don't get it there, but you have a filter thread. The next thing, and maybe the biggest one that I would love to see here, but we will not get it, is the new menu system. After getting the A7 IV, which is what we're being filmed right now, we being me, I love the new Sony menu systems. It makes its life much easier. These are not great. I'm used to them. I've had the A7 III, the A6400, and this one, so I know how to navigate them. I spent always a few hours customizing them, but now the new menus are much better. One very nice thing is that you get different quick function menus for video and for photos, like in the A7 IV. You don't have them here. That's a very nice addition, especially because they don't have these cameras that many customizable buttons. And finally, the last, I don't know if it's an improvement, but it's a difference, is the lens. 20mm, probably closer to 23 or 24 with the active stabilization, is definitely wider than this zoom lens here. That the widest is a 24, and when you add the active stabilization, it gets closer to a 28 or a 30. And again, that makes a difference on how far do you need to stick it out for vlogging purposes to get a normal framing. Whether that is an improvement or not, it depends on your needs. And one thing that I find interesting about this classification of being stupid or an incapable moron in general is that there seems to be levels to this. So seriously, how come you're not exposing your videos manually? But we definitely need autofocus that does eye detection on animals from really far away. The next step would be, are you telling me that you're focusing manually? Everybody knows that the only way to get any proper cinematic video is if you do focus manually. Therefore, autofocus is useless and for incapable morons. But I do shoot always also in open gate and I shoot raw video. You don't? Seriously? We have still the next level. You're telling me that you're shooting with a digital sensor and you're not shooting with film? Any video that is not making film is not cinematic. And so on and so forth in either direction. In my opinion, the more choice we get in the market, the better. What fits me doesn't necessarily fit you. It might, but it might not. What is a deal breaker for me might not be an issue for you at all. And something that is the feature that will make you decide to buy a camera, I might not care for it. And it's okay. Every single camera, every single device has a set of strengths, has a set of features. It lacks some things. Now it's for you to decide whether that's a deal breaker or that's the precise feature that's gonna make you purchase that camera. Basically, if you find what you want and what you need and it's within your budget, that is a correct device for you. And if that's the ZV-1F, that's great. Go get it. And I'm not sure if you liked today's kind of video, but if you did, please like and subscribe, and we're gonna see you soon for some more content.